Also interesting that even though some of them retain some black dialect, that it's very individuated and only here and there, whereas most black dialect is highly stereotyped or archetypal, I guess.
Well, they're Oreos, and you know there is the thing too. The one husband who's the former addict, who's run, you know, he feels he's looked down upon because he's not part of the intellectuals. That the women of the family are the intellectuals, and then his wife Ione, the youngest of the daughters, also feels like she's an outsider, and whatnot. But the play basically opens with them outside of time, the three daughters and the mother. The mother is standing at the front of the stage with her back towards the audience. Her daughters are spread out in a semicircle like on a watch or a clock. And the lights go on and off. When the mother is speaking, the lights are all up. The daughters can hear them. But when the daughters speak, the light is only on them, which signifies that they're speaking, but the mother who's in black can't hear. So you get this chorus, anti-chorus of that dramatically displays that this is a woman who is in decline. She doesn't know what's real around her. And the play also uses a few other devices, such as the husband coming back, the daughters at one point speaking. They're going to have to speak and act in slow motion. They're going to have to say, "Well, sister," as Norma, the mother, is going at real time, and she sees this little white girl, and we don't know what the white girl represents, and I don't know what it represents. This comes from when my own mom was dying, and she saw a woman in blue, supposedly named Ursula, and so people whose minds are going sometimes have these delusions. It's mentioned by one of the daughters, I think, that they think that the white girl that the mother is seeing might be a girl she went to school with or grew up with. But then at the end of the play, she doesn't use the name of that girl, Mary Gussie. She uses the name Lucy. And Lucy, of course, the name actually means light, lucent. It's lux, from the Latin, I believe. So she's calling Lucy. And so in my mind, again, this is not in the diegetic universe, and it's open to interpretation. But in my mind, the little white girl that acts as a sort of tantalizing thing is maybe the projection of the dying woman of who she really believes she is. That she's an Oreo, that she is somehow, you get a sense that she was a snob, sometimes even against, you know, other people of her own color, but also the fact that she's somehow different than other people, and we don't know what the little white girl represents, but so that's actually the third white character. He has a minor speaking role, but
in this play too, and then a few of the previous ones, poems are projected on the back of the stage. And Beauty Bear is used very well here to kind of show the fractal state of Norma's mind. Speak a little bit about that device and how the lines begin to go backwards, and then sometimes the narrative is completely in flux.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's in runes rather than in normal typed English.
Well, I want to show in that on stage you can do some of the things in film. You know, in a future play that I'm going to do, I have an idea for a scene. Actually, it's going to be the play that I'm going to do my week off in a couple of weeks. Once I finish this play I was just talking about, the first Tetramal play, that's going to be a long play because I've got a week off, so I'll have like at least 5 full days that I can write for like 10, 12 hours. So I should get that done within a week's time, or maybe a little longer. But in that play, what I'm going to use is back screen projection, like in the old Alfred Hitchcock movies, where you see something projected in the back. And so why not use that technique on stage, where if the character walks out, maybe he's going to just be running in place, but you'll see as if he's running or something. And so how do you use different techniques, whether it's music, whether it's plays? In some of the plays, I've had words projected onto the characters. Here, for example, the epigraphs of the play, the three daughters, it's the three daughters, no, it's the mother and the two youngest daughters come out, and they introduce the act, and they read the epigraphs to the people and go back. So using these kinds of techniques to give a sense, and in none of these plays, I don't really describe much how the characters look. I don't really describe, the sets are fairly bare. We don't have to have big walls. If there's a couch or a bedroom scene, you just need a couch and maybe a TV, some planks, a board. That was one of the things that Tom did in his play that I noticed he took from me, which is good. Using in one scene like planks for a bar scene or some whatever scene he had, and because that's a play shouldn't have to spend so much on this kind of thing. In another future play I'm going to have a play about this woman that I was involved with for about a month and a half, 20 years ago. She was a drunk. She was in a rock band, and she also had been trained, I believe, in classical music as a child. And so I'm going to have the actress that's going to take that role eventually is going to have to be cast with someone who can play a piano, because I'm going to have like 4 different times in that play where the character is playing music, original music that they've written. So 4 times, but I'm going to have it required that the character is going to have to play 3 different variations of it. So each production that does that play can come up with its own music. So in writing these plays too, I leave a lot of areas gray. I often have scenes where it'll say another character speaking, the characters in the back improvise, or as the music swells, the characters improvise. That would give an actor a great leeway to add their own little personal stamp or quirk that could resonate in the play. Sometimes it may fail, but more often than not, it would probably succeed with a good actor. And so to make theater more involving for the actors,